Hey friends, what's up? Phillip here with Points of Phillip, and I'm actually here because, well, I really disagree with the video that Anthony Venture put out recently and wanted to talk about premium travel cards and why they might be for you. But before we do that, I wanted to go ahead and ask you guys to like and subscribe. Doing that helps me and YouTube know that what I'm doing is helpful for viewers like you, and in doing that, it actually helps more people be able to see this video. So I appreciate that. One thing that I did want to say, if you already are a subscriber, I want to say thank you so much for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. This has been an incredible ride. All right, let's go ahead and get into it now. So obviously I'm a fan of premium travel cards, and that's kind of where this video is going to be coming from. So let's take a look at Anthony Venture and why he says you might not want one. So his arguments were that high annual fees are expensive, which is true. They are high and they are expensive. Now, keeping these cards open when you aren't using them isn't beneficial. Again, solid viewpoint, really true. If these cards are not working for you, if you can't use these benefits, then yeah, you should probably have a different card in your wallet. And we're going to talk about that. Now, he also said that letting the cards drive your strategy can be harmful to your points journey, right? And he's not wrong, right? This is essentially something that it can be difficult, right? If you say that you've been stacking up on hotel points like Marriott points, but you can only find Hilton hotel stays as a place that you want to go, right? That can be a bad place to be in. So I can understand that, but it also might not be as big of an issue as Anthony made it out to be. He also said you can get a lot of points by getting sign-up bonuses with cards for lower annual fees. And he's not wrong. However, I don't think those two things have to be mutually exclusive. So let's continue. He also said you can get access to top hotel benefits to the MasterCard Luxury Hotel Collection. We're going to talk about what kind of benefits there are and if they are in fact the same benefits. He also said that he gets access to lounges from his friends' cards, which is really great for him, but not so great if you're someone like me who doesn't get to be an authorized user on someone's Ritz Carlton card. So we're going to talk about that too. He also said that status benefits are overrated. And I think that's kind of really what I wanted to kind of tackle in this video because, I've gotten a lot of benefits from my premium travel cards. And well, I think you might too, if you're the right person for these cards. So let's go ahead and unpack what's going on. Let's go ahead and unpack if these cards can be right for you. So, okay. So if you get a high annual fee credit card, what are you getting? And that's going to be kind of the big question that's going to define how we go about tackling this problem, right? So you're getting the card for the perks, the benefits, the credits, as well as status with your selected program. And so those things combined kind of make up the package of being a member, right, with some of these cards. And I think that's kind of where we're getting into this lifestyle card benefit. It is kind of a club, right? So what can you get? So lounge access at airports or select hotels, or you can also get early access to boarding or priority baggage or priority check-in. You can also get status with hotels and airlines, or you can actually get a boost towards status with certain cards as well. And then you can also get, in that status, can get you reduced prices on upgrades, early boarding, all sorts of fun stuff, right? So these cards can really make a very intense difference when it comes to making your travel both cheaper and easier to do. All right, so you also have premium travel protections. Now you get access to a world of higher level insurances that give you additional peace of mind when you're traveling and making large purchases. So that's going to be important note too. Now, what else do you get with these premium travel cards? You can also get rental car access for free upgrades and other programs that will make a substantial difference in your real-world costs associated with traveling. So if you're renting a car, and I know that some of you aren't car renters, but I am, right? So I rent a car. Sometimes we'll go on a road trip, or sometimes we will want to drive around once we're there. For example, a friend of mine and I recently got back from a trip to Louisville where we actually wanted to drive around the countryside and, kind of explore different options in and around Louisville. And well, we needed to get a rental car to do that. And so so basically with my access that I had with my Platinum card, we were able to get some wonderful rental car access. And this kind of helps us get a nicer car. You can also get one with 4-wheel drive, which can be a little bit more expensive. Or you can find one that's a little bit bigger and can kind of fit all of your friends or all of your baggage in a way that kind of makes your trip a lot less stressful. And that's kind of important too. And that's one of the reasons why these premium travel cards are kind of worth it in my book. Hey friends, I'm interrupting this video because I want to talk to you about this really exciting, thing that I'm doing. So what I decided to do is I'm actually opening up channel memberships, and I'm going to kind of go into what each level is, because there's 3 tiers of memberships. And let's start with the first one, which is the Points Elite. And that one starts at $2.99 a month. And what this does is this is kind of the meat and potatoes, right? So you get priority reply to comments, you get access to members only community areas, and members only videos. And so I plan on doing one every Saturday. So we're going to project for a week, or for a month rather. And so basically these are more kind of think PC, kind of maybe a little bit more in-depth videos. These are videos that maybe won't do as well with the algorithm, but are still interesting to people in a points and miles space. And so that's what I'm going to focus on. Now, there's also going to be another second tier, and that's going to be the Elite Gold. So that's going to be $4.99 a month. And for that extra little bit of money, you will be able to access every single video before it actually is released to the public. And so every single video that I upload, you will have early access to as an Elite Gold member. Now, my final version, my final tier, is actually going to be called the Centurion Club, and that's $9.99 a month. Now, this is mostly just to be here for people who would really just like to have access to be able to support the channel in a more meaningful way. But also you do get some things as well. You'll be able to interface with me directly on social media if you choose. And then you'll also be able to, essentially be able to reach out to me to answer any kind of questions. I can do some light, rate my setup kind of things as well. And so that's going to be kind of where that goes. In addition to that, also, if you are in the Centurion Club and you are visiting my hometown of Orlando, I will be more than happy to meet with you. And, we can kind of explore the town a little bit together if our schedules line up. So anyway, thanks so much for joining me on this one. I can't wait to see what happens with this membership opportunity. And, just let me know how it goes. But anyway, back to the regular video. So what I want to do now is I want to get into kind of each of the premium travel cards that I have. And I'm going to talk about why I have them and what kind of benefits I get out of them. And then, hopefully you'll be able to, figure out if you're able to get similar benefits. Okay, so let's get into the GOAT, and that's going to be the American Express Platinum card. So this card currently has a $695 annual fee. However, we do know for a fact that the fee will go up. It is kind of rumored that the fee will go up to $895 per year, so about a $200 increase. And so, but anyway, that's not what this discussion is about. This discussion is about what this card gets you right now. So here's the thing. If you have lounge access, if you care about lounge access, this might be the best card to get, because with this one card, you get access to the Centurion lounges, you get access to Priority Pass, you get access to Plaza Premium, Lufthansa lounges, and actually what's interesting, so with the Lufthansa lounges, you actually have to be flying with Lufthansa in order to be able to access them. But what's also interesting about this card, this gets you access to Sapphire clubs too. So Chase's proprietary lounge access networks. You can actually get access just by holding the American Express card. So that's interesting. So if you're someone who's interested in having access kind of no matter where you go, this is going to get you the best option if you're looking for a one card premium setup. So the wide open availability means that if your airport has a lounge, it's probably something you have access to if you're a cardholder for the American Express Platinum card. This wide open availability means that you have some choice, right? So this allows you to be flexible based on which terminal you're staying at. So, or you're flying out of rather. So my friend and I, we flew into and out of Atlanta. And so we had some options with this card, right? So we had, first of all, a Sky Club, at least one in every concourse. We also had access to the Priority Pass Club. And then we also had access to the Centurion Lounge. And so because we had all these accesses, we could kind of define, first of all, what our goal was, right? Did we want to kind of make a little bit extra trip on the plane train to get access to the Centurion Lounge? Or did we want to stay closer to where our gate is and go with one of the Sky Clubs, right? So we had some options, and that's only because I had this card. If I was just relying on a card with Priority Pass in Atlanta, well, I would only be dealing with the Club Lounge, which is, well, it gets very full very quickly. So that's kind of interesting, right? And so let's talk about these lounges, right? So a lot of these lounges allow you to take a shower in between flights. You can get some awesome free booze, some free food. And if you're in the Centurion Lounge, you get a wonderful kind of a veranda. So you can actually sit outside, watch the planes go by, and drink some of the best sweet tea that I've ever tried in my life. So honestly, these lounges are kind of an insane benefit, honestly. And I know a lot of people like to talk about how, they have bad lounge experience. And yeah, sure, some lounges are going to be better than others. But the fact of the matter is that having this wide open access with this Platinum card means that at the very least, you're getting a quiet place in the airport where you don't have to think about worrying about, how loud it's going to be. You don't have to worry about whether or not you can get work done. Right? You don't have to worry about relaxing in between a layover. All that's taken care of for you because you have one premium travel card. All right, let's get into the next one. So the next one here with the Platinum card is hotel perks. So with the Platinum card, you and any authorized user gets access to Marriott Gold and Hilton Gold. Now, we're going to focus on the Hilton Gold because the Marriott Gold doesn't really give you much more than, say, free Wi-Fi, which is what the silver tier also gets you. But here's the thing. Hilton status is much more important because you get access to free breakfast overseas, free continental breakfast anyway, and then we also get food and beverage credit in the United States, and that's per person on your reservation, up to 2 people, right? So if you and your spouse are going on a trip and say you're staying at a Waldorf Astoria, and that gets $25 per night per person in food and beverage credits. Well, then you're getting $50 per night anywhere, on anything that's food and beverage. So you can stay at the, eat, get wings and a drink at the lounge in the lobby. You can go to dinner at the Bull and Bear, right? You're getting that $50 credit regardless, right? And so that's a huge deal, right? So if you stay, let's say you stay at a couple nights every year, right? Well, actually, let's take a look. $50 a night in, food and beverage credits. If you just use this gold status and just did that, right, you would only take you, let's say, so 2 nights to get $100. So it would take you if you wanted to get $700, right? That would be 14 nights of free breakfast credits just to make up the annual fee for this card. Now that is a decent amount, I'll grant you, but these are very real benefits that give you access to things that you wouldn't have access to before without this card. And that's kind of my whole point of doing this video because, well, it's kind of a big deal, at least to me. So you also get access to early check-in and possible late checkout depending on availability. Marriott Gold gets you less, but you still get free Wi-Fi, possible choice upgrades like a slightly larger room, maybe a higher floor if you prefer those things. And it kind of did help. I'd actually got an upgrade recently when I was Marriott Silver status at a hotel just outside of Atlanta. We had a giant room, top floor, and that was kind of, I wasn't expecting anything. But I did get something, and it's something that was nice, right? We actually had a living room, and we had a dining room in our hotel room, which meant that all we had to do at the end of the day was go get some takeout food and bring it back, and we actually were able to eat it in a dining room in our hotel room. And that was a Marriott Silver status upgrade. I think a lot of people get frustrated with these hotel programs because, well, nothing's guaranteed. But if you go into it understanding that nothing's guaranteed, and you kind of strategize, like, okay, like if we stay one night at this place when we really want to get an upgrade, if you stay, a Sunday night or a Monday night, you're more likely to get that upgrade than if you stay like on a Friday night or a Saturday night, right? So, honestly, like I view it as, you're going to get free food, right? If you stay at a Hilton, but you also could get something that could kind of make things just a little bit nicer, right? Either it's earlier check-in, later check-out, or maybe a higher room and a slightly nicer room, right? You're not going to get, the presidential suite with Marriott Gold status, or even Hilton Gold status for that matter. But you will get something that you didn't pay for some of the time, and that could still be better, right? All right, let's take a look at some more perks of the Platinum card. So we have rental car perks as well. And now I know a lot of people are going to go straight to the comment section and say, I don't really rent a car, so this doesn't matter to me. Well, it matters to me, and that's why we're talking about it, right? So you get special status with Avis, Hertz, and National Rental Car. So these get you discounts, free upgrades depending on the program, and easier access to bookings. So some even actually guarantee bookings if you have a certain status, right? So Nationals program actually lets you access the Emerald aisle, and I have the Executive aisle, which lets you actually pick the car that you want to drive, right? So if there's an Emerald aisle on the airport that you're flying into, all you do is you walk up to the Emerald aisle, pick out which car you want, drive it away, and that's all it is, right? So last time my wife and I did this, we went to Atlanta, and we paid for a Toyota Corolla for the weekend in Atlanta, but we were able to get a very brand new Chevy Traverse. It had like literally less than 100 miles on it. It had leather, heated seats, the whole 9 yards. It was an incredible experience. And to be honest, I was paying for a Corolla, mind you, right? And the only reason that happened was because I held a premium travel card. Okay, so this makes it much easier when you're arriving to a new place, right? Specifically the national program. You don't have to wait in line at some desk. You don't have to check a bunch of boxes. All that's been taken care of beforehand. The only thing you need to do is get to the rental car place, sit in a car, and drive home, or drive wherever you're going, right? That's huge for me. Okay, let's continue to top protections. So these include, at least on a lot of my premium cards, includes rental car protections, delayed flight insurance, lost baggage insurance, as well as lost item insurance, maybe extended warranties, things like that. So these are some of the best protections in the business. Now, some people have asked me, and I think shout out to whoever sent me a direct message on Discord. I haven't actually felt the need to actually use any of these at the current time, but the fact that I know that I have some type of recourse outside of working directly with the airline or working directly with the rental car company means that I have a little bit more peace of mind when I'm traveling, and that's really huge for somebody like me. Like, if I'm renting a car, like I don't want to have to worry about whether or not there's going to be hail damage because there's some freak storm that's where I'm at, right? All I have to know is that because I paid with this card and I got the premium rental car protection, I'm covered up to, $100,000 in any damage to that car, right? And weather is part of it. So just having that access means that, I'm a lot less stressed when things go wrong, right? There's more options. And that's kind of the point of these cards, making those friction points, less frictiony. And so that's kind of the main reason for having this card. So let's take a look at another card that I have. That's going to be the Hilton Aspire card. So this comes with an annual fee of $550, but it comes immediately with $600 in easy-to-use credits. That comes with $400 resort credits, $200 each 6 months, and then $200 in flight credits, and that's $50 every quarter, right? So it also comes with a standard free night award. So if there is a standard room award rate at any property, you get access to it. And you get access to that immediately after opening the card, right? It takes a couple weeks to process, but you don't have to wait for a card member anniversary. So you get $600 in benefits for paying that $550. But then you also get up to $1,000 in hotel benefits just with that free night award. Now, is everyone going to get $1,000 in value from that free night award? No, right? Not everybody has a Conrad in their backyard. But you know, if you can get $300 to $400 to $500 off a nice hotel in a foreign country, for example, then this can really go a long way towards subsidizing your vacation if it's something you're going to do at least once a year. And honestly, if you're going to hold the Aspire card, you probably should at least be vacationing once a year, right? Okay. You also get Diamond status. So Diamond status is Hilton's top status, and I love the crap out of it. You get very serious upgrades, possibly. When I stayed at the Conrad in Fort Lauderdale, I was upgraded to a 1-bedroom suite with partial ocean view and a balcony. You also get free food, right? And if you're traveling overseas, not only do you get that free continental breakfast, but a lot of places will actually give you free hot breakfast as well. So it's kind of an enhanced free food, program. Now, holding this card is expensive, right? If you're traveling to Hilton resorts at least once a year and finding ways to bank that airline credit, you're essentially holding the card to get a free night and get Diamond status. And, well, that's pretty great, because even if you're staying at a Hampton Inn, you get that free bottle of water plus a snack per person. Plus you get that free Diamond parking, right? Which is right outside the front door, and that's kind of nice too. So, you know, there's a lot of really cool things to have with this card. Now, let's take a look at another premium travel card that I have, and that's going to be the Ritz Carlton card. Now, I literally won't shut up about this card because it has insane value, and let's get into it. So this one comes with an annual fee of $450, but it comes with a wide open $300 airline fee credit that can often be applied to a wide variety of travel purchases. So your mileage may vary on this one, but it seems like it's been, at least in practice, a little bit more open than that. It also comes with an 85,000 point free night award, and yeah, sure, there are some devaluations with Marriott, but the fact of the matter is that you can actually get a lot of really great value with that free night award. Staying at Ritz Carlton properties like in Hawaii, for example. Now you also get Marriott Gold status, which really doesn't get you that much, but you also get free Sapphire Lounge access for all of your free authorized users. And that means you're buying unlimited Sapphire and Priority Pass lounges for basically all your extended family and friends for about $150 a year. Plus you're getting that free night award. So honestly, yeah, that's a huge check. We're going to do that, right? Every single day. So yeah, these cards cost a lot. But if you're using these benefits, and they do have very real benefits if you're able to use them, you can save money, and your experience can be, well, intensely more personal, intensely more relaxing. And at the very end of the day, like, that's what this travel is for. It's for relaxing, seeing new things. With these cards, they're tools that allow you to focus more on enjoying the world around you and less on stressing out about the mechanics of getting there. And that's kind of the main point of this video, right? Yeah, if you focus on the annual fees, it's a lot. You got a lot of work to do. And you have to make sure that you're getting that value each and every year. But if you are getting that value and you're cognizant of how much value you're getting, well, these are really, really great tools to have. And that's why I'm probably going to keep at least 2 of these moving forward. But anyway, thanks so much for joining me. Please let me know in the comment section below what you think about all of the things that I've said today. And, just go ahead and, let me know. But thanks so much again for joining me. And I can't wait to see you guys again until next time.